to the 9th round of the MRC GTE League. As you can see, this is a slightly different start. We're in the menu, we're not in qualifying as we usually are for these. And that's just, we at MRC and the SBR racing groups, we want to pay our respects for the tragic loss of Antoine Hubert at the feature race of the Formula 2 last weekend at Spa. Of course, this is the first we've had since that tragedy, so we just wanted to pay our respects, as minor as they may be. We wanted to, and we're going to do that in the form of until at the start of qualifying. Nobody's gonna come out the garage, everyone's gonna sit still, I'm not gonna talk, we're gonna just have a minute to sort of pay our respects and remember the life of Antoine Hubert, who of course won 2 races in the Formula 2 this year, won Monaco, the sprint race, and won the France sprint race. Looked to be an amazing young talent in the Renault Academy, driving for Ardennes. I personally supported Hubert in Formula 2, so I was very affected by this, so I'm very happy that we're going to be doing this, as it was suggested by some of the other people. So when we get going, we're going to pay our respects to Antoine. Of course, Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, they've all done it. IndyCar, Rallycross, they've done it. Lots of other leagues have done it, but this is the first time for MRC since it's happened, so it's our turn. And yeah, so we will get going in any 5 seconds, and so the tributes will start when we have loaded in. But yeah, this is it's actually quite hard for me to say. I'm trying to control myself here, but yeah, we will be paying our respects to 22-year-old BWT Ardennes driver Antoine Hubert in our qualifying session here, and this is our tribute. So I will come back to you when it is all over. So that was our minutes of just remembering of Antoine, the driver he was, how successful he could have been. I would have loved to see him drive for Renault one day. I'm a Renault fan, I was a Hubert fan, and fortunately that life and his future and talent was taken away from us. But we will go back to the subject in hand. This is the 9th round of the MRC GTE League. We're at Road America today. We have 14 cars. I think I've been sent the championship. I have. So, as the Drivers' Championship goes, Coleman is in the lead on 174, Ben on 164, Gaz with 162, Sean on 148, Tomas on 114, then you have Adrian 72, Williams 68, Alex 62, Matt 56, Adam 54, Steph, who is reserved, he is here tonight. He has 37 points. He's missed the last 4 races. Greg on 35, Philo on 31, Jason on 28, Jeff on 28, Daniel on 6, and Peter on 3. Of course, that leaves SBR Racing top with 304, just followed by Darkside Ford with 288. Gaz and Adam, they're on 216. With Foil Ford on 130. Stinger Racing on 103. SBR on 63. Torque Steer on 59. And Scuderia Atlantic on 34. So here is Gaz. He's one who's certainly looking like winning it. He is, where is he on the track? I think he's coming up towards the long right. Yeah, he's in turn 8. So for our onboard lap this week, we will go with Sean. Of course, Ben's teammate. As they all start backing up, trying to just find a bit of space. And yeah, we will go on board with Sean for this lap as he flies out of turn 14 onto the Road America straight. Very long straight with this big incline in the middle of it. It's just a long time with the foot down as you then start to come back down the hill into turn 1. Very easy to car too much speed in and go wide on the exit. And this tiny kink of turn 2. Then into turn 3. And the somewhat famous bridge that is turn 4. As we start plummeting downhill towards turn 5 into the Moraine sweep. Brakes at about the 2 board. Missed the apex perhaps a little bit, but now the short blast up there into turn 6. Again, gone very wide, not a great lap so far. And then flick right into turn 7. This is a great corner. In some cars you can be flat. So the hurry downs into turn 8. And the very long turn 9. Instantly followed by turn 10, which is kind of the same corner, but they're classed as 2. Then into the corner that is appropriately named Kink, which is at turn 11. Then this twisty straight Kettle Bottoms, as it's known. None of these are classified as corners, which is odd compared to the earlier parts of the lap, into turn 12, the Canada corner. And this small kink, Thunder Valley. And then the Bell Mitchell Bend, turn 13. And then background into turn 14, the Road America straight looms again as he will come up to cross the line. Origin of himself. Matt is currently on pole, the 2 minute 3.8. Adam won't set a time, he's in the pits with no time set, as is Ben. Sean goes 4th, the 2 minute 4.9. Here's Daniel, who's going to be next? It's going to be William. Where's he going? He goes 4th, a 2 minute 4.5. Someone went up there. It's going to be Gaz next, one of the favourites. Where does he put himself? 2nd, 1/10 exactly behind Matt. Now it's going to be Jason. Oh, well, that was that. Daniel must have got his lap in Valley, but Matt takes pole with a 2 minute 3.8. Gaz close behind with a 2 minute 3.9. Lost a lot in sector 1 and 3. Made a lot up in sector 2. Alex 3rd. Greg in 4th. Him and Alex barely separated. William in 5th. Coleman in 6th. Jason 7th. Sean 8th. Jeff 9th, Philo in 10th, and if I could just scroll down there. We then have Adrian in 11th, Steph in 12th, Daniel in 13th, Adam in 14th, and Ben in 15th. So a couple of slightly lower down drivers than you expect. Sean is quite far down, as is Adam and Ben. They're a bit further down than you expect. We have championship leader Coleman in 6th. Of course, he is in a bit of a scrap for the title. One of his title rivals, Gaz, he is in 2nd. His other title rival, Ben, finds himself down in 15th. Sean, who is 4th in the standings, is 8th. So there's a big sort of split between the sort of 4 who are within the title fight. As we wait now. There is Ben. Daniel, he was in a Porsche, pretty sure last time we saw him, back at Bathurst. Steph, we haven't seen him for a while. He is in... he will be in Tomas's car for tonight as he step in. So he will technically be Coleman's teammate for the night. So we have about 30 seconds left until we can get going for this hour-long race at Road America. Well, never a track I was particularly a fan of, but I'm not the one driving it tonight, these guys are. As we start syncing up, the lights are going to start going out. As we're about to get our formation lap, Matt heads the pack. We had some minor confusion with positioning on the formation lap last time. I think Coleman dropped all the way back for some reason, as did someone else, I think. Hopefully everyone stays in their position this time, as Gaz is already a bit of a gap behind Matt. I'm sure that'll close up towards the end. Matt will have the right-hand side into turn 1. A rather grey, cloudy day for the drivers to be racing. But hopefully we will get an exciting race this time. Like I say, we have Sean a bit further down than you expect, championship leader in 6th, as Alex is all over the back of Gaz in the formation lap. Adam and Ben. Ben, who is in 2nd in the championship, is in 15th. So he's going to need a good recovery drive and hope that Gaz and Coleman don't have a great race. Because that looks how it's going to be for the championship. It's going to be, well, Gaz, who is in 3rd, that's the highest up of them. Ben, who's in 2nd, is in 15th, and Coleman is in 6th. So we know Coleman is good at moving forward. He's going to have to, this race, to try and keep his championship lead. As through turn 11 they go for the first time in race conditions, though we're not actually racing. Gaz, as I've seen, has always kept a bit of a gap back to Matt, so whether that's his strategy, just do his own thing, but you can see everybody is right behind Gaz. He is holding off with Matt. He will catch up, and Matt will take the right hand side when they come to form up. Of course, there's roughly a sort of 80 mph target speed for these formation laps. They do slow down slightly when they come to actually form up, which they should start doing out of the final corner. And it actually looks like Matt has opted for the left-hand side, which is interesting. I would have presumed he wants right. Gaz is sort of behind Matt as we start going. Gaz was behind Matt and not actually alongside him for some reason. And it looks like Alex might already be having a go at Gaz. And Gaz has dropped down to 3rd instantly. Ben's moved up to 12th from 15th in one corner. Not too much seems to have moved by there. Adam's up to 12th, he's also moved up at the expense of Philo, Adrian and Daniel, it seems. But Matt leads 4/10 to... Looks like Alex, oh, as he's gone wide, I was about to say, he looks like he instantly wants to put the pressure onto Matt. Doesn't look like he's hanging around today. Ben and Adam both up, they've passed Steph, that's Ben, into 10th. There's Gaz, uncharacteristically, is dropping back, and it looks like Greg is gonna be having a look at him. You can see there's a bit of a battle pack behind, including the likes of William, Coleman, Jason, and Sean. Jeff ever so slightly behind that. Of course, oh, that's someone way wide. That, I think, is Coleman. It looks like he's stayed on and recouped it all. Stayed in 6th, no harm done. Jason has a go. Has he overdone himself? No, he's made the move up to 6th. Coleman drops to 7th. So bad opening laps for Gaz and Coleman. Good ones for Ben. There is Ben. He's up to 10th. Jeff is his next target. Does he have enough straight line speed to get past the BMW? So far, it looks like no. But of course, Jeff will probably have the slipstream of Ben's teammate Sean. So go back to Gaz, a second to Alex. Look like he's managed to just hold off the threat of Greg for now. So Matt still leads. Let's see what's going on towards the back. We have Steph, Philo and Adrian all within vicinity. Looks like Adrian has maybe dropped back a little. He has his teammate in front of him. As William has got past... Oh no, sorry, he hasn't. Misread that, but no, he's still in 5th. Got Jason behind him, Coleman in 7th, Sean in 8th. How is Ben doing at trying to pass Jeff? It's going to have to be in the corners, because as it stands, he doesn't have the straight line speed. Adam in 11th, hasn't broken into the top 10 yet. Of course, he started ahead of Ben. Through the carousel they go. Looks like he's had a much better exit than Jeff. Looks like he's had to get out of it, if anything. A move into turn 11 would be brave. You'd have to have a lot of respect for your racing. That's Coleman off, that's Jeff off. That has promoted Ben. Does this give Sean a chance to go at Coleman? It doesn't look like it for now. Oh, that's someone round. That's Adam. Looks like Adam has had a come together with someone. I think that might have been Jeff he had a coming together with from initial looks. Sean has already picked up a penalty. He has a 1 second penalty. Yeah, that puts Adam last after everything he did on lap 1. Looks like it took a while to get recovering, and he might have been thinking, should he bother even continuing? Well, we have William in 5th. His teammate Alex is up in 2nd. He's got Jason and Coleman behind him. The freshly penalised Sean, you would think he's not going to hold Ben up in his charge. That's ever so slightly wide from William. Is that going to give Jason a chance to go for P5? Turn 5 is definitely a good place to try it. Williams sits in the middle of the road. Jason puts it down the inside. And that's Greg been taken out. Jason a bit too optimistic, trying to get past, and he's taken Greg, who was driving very well in 4th, out with him. And the winner of all of that is Coleman. He's now the inheritant of 4th. So that was just... Oh, and Greg's all round again. Oh, avoiding action. As, Greg not happy. Probably at Jason. We've already lost 2 cars. We've lost Adam and someone. Not sure who that other someone is. There is Ben. Now ahead of Jason. Jason will probably have a lot of front end damage on that Ferrari. Oh, Jason's tried down the inside and nearly punted Ben off. You would have thought he might have learned, and he now finds himself with Greg again. So they've both been around this lap, both times probably Jason's fault. He got a bit too overzealous trying to pass William, but found himself running into Greg. And Jason is, I think, not sure what he's doing. He might have had a slowdown or something, but he's definitely let Greg through. As it looks like Sean has got past William. Oh, there, see Ben throwing his car around, trying to just show his nose. If anything, we might have William making a move on Sean. Is Sean going to throw it back down the inside? He's still there. They touch ever so slightly. Is this going to leave William hung out to dry? Is he outside? Does it go into turn 7? Looks like Sean's got him this time. Ben's ducking and diving every which way as they come into turn 8. Williams held on for now. So hopefully that mid-pack settles down a bit. There is Alex. Going a tad wide. He's got Gaz closing back in. He's 1 second behind race leader Matt. So Gaz is recovering from his uncharacteristically bad start. That is Philo off in the background. Finds himself running in P8. Oh, as Sean gets very, very, very sideways out of turn 12. That's let William and Ben through, who are now side by side. Not sure what's happened to William there. He's just braked. Unless he was involved at all in Sean's demise. But a lot is happening in that midfield, particularly down into turn 12. But Ben is up to 5th, Coleman is up to 4th. Gaz, you would think, is probably, as a Philo is around turn 1. And that is Roach. Where is he? I think that is turn 14. It is, that's turn 14. Looks like he is out of the race. Now we have a, well, 3-way fight for the lead. Alex 4/10 behind Matt, 7/10 ahead of Gaz. Now we're going to say change for the lead or a change for second. Which is going to come first? Looks like Gaz has finally found his rhythm in 2 minute 5.1 last lap. Yeah, that's it. Jason is out of the race now. We're down to 12. So we've... Oh, that's very, very wide for Alex. He heads the wall. And that is probably going to let Gaz through on the inside into turn 12. So it didn't take long and we had the position change. So Gaz is through. He's up to second. And now he has race leader Matt in his sights. And here is William. He's back onto the case of Sean. I've seen that Ford to be a very quick car on the straights. Is he going to be able to do anything with the slipstream? It looks like he's had a much better exit of turn 14 before any slipstream has even kicked in. He's pulled to the right. You'd think this is a done move. Yeah, he's already tucked in before we've even got to turn 1. That is back up to 6th. Coleman, a 2 minute 6.4 last lap, so he's not going that quick compared to most people around him. So it looks like Ben is going to see Coleman ahead of him and start smelling blood anytime soon. 2.6 seconds. We have second in the championship, bearing down on first in the championship. And third in the championship is bearing down on the race lead, but Alex is not fully shaken off yet. As you think maybe now William has confirmed his place ahead of Sean in this race, he might just break away now. Because everyone's been shuffled around, everyone gained and dropped positions when Jason went into Greg. And people dropped in when Jason went into Ben, and then everyone was going which way, and William slowed down at one point, and Sean went sideways, and everyone has... That's actually how Coleman has found himself up in 4th. I hope for him he does a quicker lap. Because if 2 minutes 6.4 is his actual pace, I don't think he's going to be ahead of Ben for that much longer. He's going to come across the line now. 2 minute 5.6, it's better. It's the same time as Ben did. In fact, he was faster than Ben that lap. But now it is really a three-way fight. Gaz has closed the gap from 1.4 seconds when he got past Alex to 7 tenths. And Alex is still there. He's still within slipstream range. He's not fully out of this. These two could crash. You never know. Of course, they'll try not to. They will give each other the utmost respect. But Alex could pick off anything that goes wrong. So it is Jeff, Adam and Jason we have lost from this race so far. That has taken us down to 12. Adrian is first to pit, just inside the window. Of course there's another 20 minutes that the drivers can pit. We've seen quite varying strategies from people. We've seen some races people pit right at the start, some about halfway, and some right at the last moment. We even saw in Bathurst Tomas completely miss it and pit a couple of minutes too late. He was handed a penalty, I can't remember what type, but it was pretty sizable. Oh, Gaz ever so slightly gaining on Matt. Matt's a 2-minute 5.4, Gaz a 2-minute 5.3, Alex 5.6. So they're all evenly matched. There is Adrian coming as Ben comes in. He's opting for an early pit stop. Does look like there is some damage to the front of that Ferrari. So perhaps he is wanting that out of the way. As a Gaz, 4/10 by Matt. Alex has dropped back a bit. So it looks like it's just going to be a battle between these two. Let's see, we're starting to go into the night. A little bit of a slide from Matt. I always hated this braking zone. You're sort of blind and then into a tight left. It's so easy to lose the car. And into turn 7. Again, you can just see a little wiggle from the rear end of Matt's car. Doesn't look like it's too happy. Of course, grip levels in the night will completely change. Tyres and stuff will start to cool down, perhaps go out of the optimal temperature. There's Sean. He's not actually completely dropped off of Williams now. Maybe the Ferrari's cornering ability is just keeping him within touching range of William, but it looks like the Ford, as is usual, is just too quick on a straight. Where has Ben come out? He is in 11th. He is 45 seconds off of the lead, which puts him about 38 seconds off of his target for this undercut, Coleman. It's who he will be looking to get past. I mean, if he can go quick enough and with his drop in pace, he could perhaps even get Alex at this rate. As the other Ferrari, Sean, pits from 6th place. It looks like Matt is just doing enough to keep Gaz behind. Of course, pit stops, mistakes, anything could completely turn this battle on its head. It is just sticking at about 5/10. The Ford catching ever so slightly through the carousel. So Sean has rejoined about 7 seconds behind Ben. We'll have to see the lap times once Ben finally does his first timed lap, because Coleman finds himself in 4th, but it doesn't look like he's the 4th fastest on track. He is faster than Alex. You can see William, Philo, and then I think Ben were also quicker than him before the stops. I think Alex is on to do a slightly better lap this time around. He doesn't seem to have dropped off these two as bad. 2-minute 5.8. Matt didn't have a great lap, and Gaz now finds himself right up the bumper of that Porsche. Matt's gone quite wide. This is going to be Gaz's chance, and Gaz has taken it with both hands. Finds himself in the lead now. A mistake from Matt in turn 1 promotes Gaz, and that's probably the last thing the likes of Ben and Coleman want to see. There's Sean, about 8 seconds off Ben. Ben is coming through turn 14. We'll see what his lap times are like. There is Daniel in 9th. I don't think he's pitted. Coleman was a 2 minute 6.7. Ben is a 2 minute 5.0. There is Greg. He was running in 4th earlier on. Till Jason tried to pass William, overdone it and spun Greg around at the turn 5 towards the end of this straight. Perhaps Greg had a mistake somewhere in that lap. He did a 2 minute 10. And Gaz not fully shaking Matt off yet. Still 7 tenths. He has a couple of corners left in this lap. And it actually looks like in this time Philo has got... oh, that's probably why. Coleman finds himself behind William, so Coleman has gone off somewhere this lap. I'm sure the lap time will confirm this, but Coleman is down to 5th. That is good news for Ben. Yeah, a 2 minute 15, he's lost about 9 seconds there. For whatever he's done. But what you would think with the undercut, that probably confirms Ben as passing Coleman. That probably was Ben in about net P... I'll put him in about net P4. There is Matt. It's 1.2 seconds as Greg comes in for his stop. See if he has any damage that he can repair. Because he was going quick at the start of this race. It was just unfortunate, the incident. So there is Mr. Bentley being passed by Ben. Whether that did kind of look like a let by. Yeah, Ben flashing lights as a thank you. So Ben being let through by a fellow Ferrari. So Greg still sat there in his box. He finally gets going now. Where is Adrian? Adrian's in the carousel, so Greg will keep P11. There's Alex, still in P3. Coleman is now in 6th. He's dropped behind Philo, so there's another mistake somewhere for him. So this is not the best of races for him. He could even find himself behind Sean at this rate. He would be net P8 after being P4 after the early incidents. So a bad 2 laps from him. Perhaps the tyres might be going off, or like we said, the track going into night time, everything can cool down, so perhaps his car just isn't ready for that and he pits. So we will see about Sean's penalty. It's still at 1 second. Alex fell slightly out of the battle, but he's not completely out of it. 2.5 seconds off of Matt in the Porsche head. Looks like we're going to have a 3-way fight, but he has ever so slightly dropped back. He has his teammate William in 4th. William is actually sitting rather quick lap times, 2 minute 5.2, fastest of anyone, just ahead of Ben. Where is Coleman? He is coming out of the pits. Where is Sean? Sean is into turn 3. So yeah, Coleman has lost out quite big. We still have Steph and Daniel to pits. You would think that would put Coleman up to 8th. Will be, what can he do about the likes of Philo? Can he get back ahead of them? Maybe even William? As it stands, his 2 main rivals are ahead of him, as is Sean, who is 4th in the standings. Sean has had a bit of an anonymous race. He had his slide early on. We're not sure if someone else was involved in that, but William did slow down, whether that was due to the game telling him to, or he had any involvement, but I don't think he did. So we have 9 minutes remaining of the pit window. So it'll just be about 4 more laps for the drivers to come in. Of course, if you don't pit between the minutes 44 and 22, you will be penalised rather heftily. So everyone knows by now to pit within those times. Are we going to see any of the front lot do it? You see Gaz coming into turn 7 now. Matt still within a second, or about a second, so he's not out of it yet. There's no guarantee that Gaz is not going to make a mistake. Of course, it would be very uncharacteristic of him, but he's still within a chance. There's Alex, still about the 2.5 second mark. He was pretty much the same pace as Matt last lap, a couple of tenths slower than Gaz. There is Philo. He's had a per lap somewhere. He's had a 2:12. So he has dropped back a bit. That's probably going to help Coleman when he comes to pit. Of course, Coleman was behind Philo due to some form of mistake. So he should be somewhere around sort of P8, P7. So we are at a bit of a lull right now in the race. Hopefully when we get some pit stops, people start coming out near each other and we get some good battles, because right now I'm afraid to say we're not really getting that. Sean is about 2 seconds behind Mr. Bentley, or Daniel. Well, make that ahead, as that is a spin into turn 12. Nearly collects the tyre wall. There is Coleman. He can probably see him now. .1 seconds, 2.1, 1.5. And in fact, he is out of the race. We're down to 11, which is less than ideal. We've already lost Jeff, Adam, and Jason. Of course, Adam involved in a incident where can't actually remember what happened to him. I think he was involved in an accident with Jeff, if I remember correctly. I was trying to remember who he's involved with. I think it was Jeff. We lost Jason. He had contact with Greg and Ben. And now we've just lost Daniel due to some form of mistakes. Oh, just a couple of laps left for drivers to pit. 3.5 minutes. Gaz finds himself going over the start line. Matt pits. Gaz, with the time constraints, has 2. He can pit this lap or next lap if he is to pit within inside the window. Matt is gone early. late in the window, but early compared, and William has followed him in. As has Philo. What about Steph? Is he going to go in? No, he's going to opt for next lap. Wow, Coleman at turn 12. Where is Philo? Should have expected Philo to be behind Coleman, but we're going to keep an eye on that one. Ben is out well ahead of Matt, so something has got to be up with Matt's stop. William is out ahead of him. So something has not gone right there with Matt's stop. He's coming out the pits now. We'll see what the gap is to the likes of Ben. So he is 20 seconds behind Ben. So something has gone really, really wrong at his stop. So that's going to give Gaz a really, really big gap, because now his nearest rival is Ben. Ben finds himself coming up to the back of Steph. Alex has come in, so Gaz is going to opt to pit at the latest possible point. I'm sure he'll be able to see that Matt has dropped way, way back. As that is Steph off the road. We've seen a couple of people go wide there at turn 11. Of course, everything will be cooling down. His tyres will be old. Greg pits again. That's a lot of damage, as Phil Swift says, but that has been sustained pretty recently, it looks like, and that is getting fixed, and that is Greg out. So that has put Adrian into the top 10. Now, Greg is out. So that is Alex rolling out of the pits. Where is Ben? Ben is about 6 seconds behind. So this has actually worked out quite well for Ben. Of course, it is kind of down to the mystery of what happened with Matt's stop. There is Steph pitting. Where is Coleman? He goes past, he's up into net P7. He has Matt about 3 seconds ahead. So we have third in first, second in third, and first and seventh at the championship. So it's kind of in a reverse order, but I'm sure Coleman's a bit further down than they would have wanted. Sean's penalty still at 1 second. There is Gaz coming around turn 14. He will pit this lap. Now, the nearest thing we're going to have to be able to see is Alex. Looks like he's just come out of turn 10. He's going to fly through turn 11. Looks like he has got, I think that is Adrian to lap. I'm sure Adrian will get out of the way nice and quick as soon as Alex gets onto the back of him. But where is Gaz? Gaz just stops, and Alex is coming through turn 13, coming up towards 14. And then he might get a little bit of slipstream off of Adrian. Of course, he gets a bit closer. There's Gaz just rolling out now. As he can floor now. There is Alex coming across the start line. And Gaz has it. You can see Adrian getting out of the way on the inside line. 3.5 seconds for Gaz to Alex. So the gap is ever so slightly larger than before they pitted. But I'm sure Ben will want to charge down on this. Ben has had a brilliant drive so far, found himself starting 15th, he's now third, 8 seconds off the lead as we're almost 2/3 of the way in. And you can see the track starting to lighten up, the black is starting to go. There is gas in Alex's sights. Can Alex do anything about it? See rather big lefts through turn 7, some orange starting to set in the sky. So it looks like Matt might be trying to hunt Sean down. He's 1.8 seconds quicker on the last lap and 2.2 behind. He's trying to make up for his stop where he magically lost about 30 seconds. So Alex, 2.7 lane gas today, 2 minute 5.7. Whether this is Gaz's tyres warming up or Alex has some pace after this stop. We found him not that much slower than Gaz and Matt before, but he just happened to sort of drop out the battle a little bit. So down to 2.4 now. We'll see what Gaz has in response to this. But as it stands just now, Alex is catching him. It's gone ever so slightly up to 2.6. We'll get the first proper time of Gaz this lap, as the last lap was his out lap. How is Matt doing closing Sean down? 1.6. Coleman about 4 seconds behind that in 7th. William is 4th, he's about 6.5 seconds by Ben. Ben was in 2 minutes 7 that lap, finding himself lapping Adrian. Gaz with a 2 minute 6.1. Not the greatest lap. .3. We're now seeing under 2 seconds, 1.8, 1.9. Is this going to be Alex having a genuine chance of having a race win over Gaz? 2 Ford GTs. Matt still about 1.6 behind Sean. Coleman 4 seconds behind him, although it has slightly come down since we were last on with him. We have Philo in 8th, Steph in 9th, and Adrian in 10th. We've lost 5 drivers from this race. So Matt is about to break the second barrier. Go back to the front. They're coming out of turn 14, so we're gonna get lap times again. See what can Gaz do? Has he got anything to hold Alex off? 2 minute 5.8. 2 minute 5.1, so still 7 tenths quicker. Matt is now within fighting range of Sean. Sean, who's had a bit of an anonymous race, apart from early on. He's just sort of going around doing his own thing, as you can see. If it wasn't for Matt's pit stop, he would have been about 5 seconds ahead of Coleman and 10 behind William. But as things stand, this would be a good result for the foil Fords, but last time I said that it was Silverstone, and it turned out to be a nightmare for them. So I'm not gonna I'm gonna try not to give them the commentator's curse, as Alex is now about a second back. Nine tenths. What is Matt doing? Matt is not closing as substantially as Alex is. Oh, Alex isn't going to be closing if he keeps doing that. It's at 1.1. I don't think it's going to be that big of a gain. And is Alex going to be getting the slipstream from here? He might just be. Oh, it's another 8 tenths, actually. If Alex can do that type of gain for one more lap, he'll be pushing Gaz around turn 14 next time around. Matt's about a similar gap back from Sean. He's closed in, but it seems he's just not got enough to get right up to the back of Sean. Looks like he has a bit of a straight line advantage, but that Ferrari is also a good car in the corners even, and not terrible on the straight. You can see it went up out of turn 1. Now Alex, 6 tenths. Now this isn't, as usual guys, this isn't him controlling it. Gaz is genuinely, perhaps not quick enough to keep Alex behind. I don't think if Gaz was controlling it, he would have let Alex get this close. The first chance that Gaz sees of someone getting close, he will speed off, so this might actually be a battle for the lead. Last time we saw someone pass late on for the win was Coleman in Germany, and I nearly lost my mind that day. So this would be something if Alex could win this race. Whenever we come into these races, it's almost like a 5% chance that Gaz is going to win. Ben doing some rallycross. I know he really likes rallying and Chris Meek and whatnot, but that's not the type of car you go off-road with. Gaz responded a little bit with a 2 minute 5.4. That's better. We have seen Alex do 2 minute 5.1s. There's Matt now back within a second of Sean. Coleman 4.8, he's not catching, he's had a characteristically off day. So this result is not going to work great for him. Of course, he will have next week to make it up, or next race even, at Le Mans. That'll be a 2-hour race. Day, night, all that, so that'll be one to watch. As the title fight will come right down to the end. We'll have 3, maybe even 4 drivers fighting for it. But Matt right on the back of Sean now. Where could... Not into turn 6. Turn 7 is not an option either if he gets a... He gets a chance, it could be into turn 8. Turn 8 wasn't an option. It's alright, just had to check something there. Matt has dropped back a bit. How about Alex? 9/10 on ever so slight gain this lap. He's definitely going to have the slipstream of gas this time. He's closing in at 2:05.1, exactly 3/10 between them. But Alex is definitely in the slipstream. You can hear the Ford just bouncing off the rev limiter right at the end of the straight, so he's got that car set up for slipstreaming. Of course, some people, you can't just set the car up for running in clean air and hoping you run away with a race. Or some people know they're going to be in battles and can set the car up for running in dirty air and slipstreaming. But this is Matt's best chance. Pulls to the right. He's alongside. Has he got enough straight line speed? He does. They're banging doors. Sean gets put ever so slightly on the grass, but that is Matt through for now. Is Sean going to come back at all? We have 9 minutes remaining in this race. No, it looks like that is Matt through. Alex, 5/10 behind Gaz. And if the car sells, not really anything's going to happen. Matt has survived the attack into turn 5, so you think that should be him safe. Through turn 11 they went. Alex gaining slightly. He'll have the slipstream down to turn 12. This is about as close as he's gotten. There's going to be about 4 laps to go. Or it's about 7/10 going on to the straight. It's coming down. 2:05.1 for Gaza, 2:04.8 for Alex. So Gaz has been able to respond, but so has Alex. Of course, there's another long straight out of turn 3. Showing through now. If Alex can just stick close enough, get a good exit. I think Gaz got a better one, but the slipstream will start reeling him back in. Gaz ever so slightly losing the rear. So Alex will be sniffing around. Gaz has not quite had the pace. Either that or Alex has been lightning since the pit stops. It came out about 3.5 seconds apart and Alex has reeled that in. But there is just a couple of laps to go. The longer this goes on with Alex in second, the more desperate he will get. We know what some drivers can do when they're desperate. We can see lunges, we can see erratic moves. We hope that's not the case. I know both of these guys, they're very good drivers, very good people. But I'm sure when you're on the track, friendship goes aside, and this one's gonna be all about who wins. Whereas Gaz is very accustomed to winning. Alex has not won a race this season. He will want to get his first win. It just looks like Gaz has better exits out of turn 15 and turn 3. Which is where he needs them, because it means he pulls away a little bit before the slipstream starts pulling Alex back in. Gaz again responds, and their lap times are about the same, minor advantage to Alex. If Alex can just get a better exit out of turn 3 or 14. It looks like Gaz again has had a better exit out of 3. You see the time goes up, then sort of comes back to Alex. Without that, Alex could always be a tenth closer at the end of a straight, which would be enough to let him have a move. Because 3 tenths at the end of that straight. How are these two doing? Matt still ahead, Sean in 6th, Matt in 5th. It looks like they're still going at it. Matt has the advantage. So we've exited turn 7 now into turn 8. This is where Gaz seems to lose Alex a little bit towards the end of this lap. As the gap though seems to just rise up by the time they get to the Road America straight. Much tighter line for Alex there. Gaz opting to go out wide in the middle of the corner, then cut back in. And it seems to have worked for him. There's 4 tenths. If Alex can stick close through 12, 13 and 14. He lost a bit on the exit of 12, loses a bit through 13. Could all be down to dirty air. What about 14? Again, Gaz gaining on the exit, is going up and up. There's gonna be 2 more laps, 3 3/4 minutes left. And now if Alex wants his first win, he's gonna have to start trying stuff. So it's his exits that are letting him down as it stands. Quick check on these two, still 6 tenths apart. 4.5 tenths, 4 tenths going into 3. That's a better exit from Alex. He's gaining into the 2 tenths. It just needs 1 slipstream down the main straight, or 1 mistake from Gaz. Alex is nearly into the back of him in turn 6. As they go through 7. They seem very equal through turn 8. Alex has gained that time. See about their differing lines. Alex has done it a little different that time. He seems to have lost a bit of grip mid-corner. The front end slid away from him. You can see he had to get out of it while Gaz could stay on it. Well, it could be down to Alex's earlier stop or just set up. It's a good exit out of 12 for Alex. He's gaining up to 14. In fact, he's had to get out of it in 12, at 13 even. Now, how about the exit 14? Still not great. Matt and Sean, looks like Matt's come out on top in that one. But Alex is going to have one more lap to try. And you think, is there going to be enough of the main straight on this lap, or is he going to have to do it out of 3? You can just see how Gaz sort of pulls away in the exit, and by the time the slipstream brings Alex back into it, Gaz has already pulled half a tenth to a tenth, whereas that's time that Alex could have been gaining about a tenth. It's just things like this that are keeping Gaz ahead just now. Alex getting very close into turn 5. We saw Alex nearly pushing Gaz through this corner last lap, turn 6. Into turn 8, Alex has been very quick here. Relatively equal. Still, Matt has the advantage there. Through turn 11. Alex going a bit wide. So they go into turn 12. Alex showing the nose, trying anything and everything right now. As we go into turn 13, where Alex seemed to lose a lot of time to Gaz. He's done it flat this lap. He's gone wide. Oh, nearly a collision there as Alex just tried it. He tried to go flat through 13. Or at least a lot quicker than he did last time. But that is it. Gaz wins. Alex comes second, giving Gaz a run for his money. There comes Ben from P15 on the grid up to 3rd place. Well done to Ben. There is William, Alex's teammate, in 4th. So that's a good result for the Foyle Fords, a 2nd and a 4th. And then there's our pole sitter, Matt. Something went horrifically wrong at his pit stop, dropped him to about 25-30 seconds behind Gaz, who he was racing at the time. He takes 5th. Sean takes 6th. Our championship leader, may not be championship leader after this race, Coleman, takes 7th. See his displeasure there. Philo, who is coming through 13. In fact, have any of these guys finished? Nope. There is Philo coming through turn 14. He will take an 8th place in the Stingray Racing Corvette. That is 8th. Adrian takes 10th as he crosses the line. Now it's our reserve driver Steph, who is in tonight in replace of Tomas. He comes round and he's going to take 9th place. We got 9th for Steph, and that is Gaz wins. Oh, in fact, Alex had a penalty, so he finishes 1.5 behind Ben from 15th to 3rd. Be proud of that one. William in 4th. Matt, our pole sitter, who finished 5th. Sean 6th. Championship leader Coleman 7th. Philo in 8th. Steph in 9th. And Adrian in 10th. We lost Jason, Greg, Adam. Jason, Greg, Adam. I'm trying to remember everyone. There was a lot. Jason, Greg, Adam. Jeff. And someone else. I can't remember. There you go, that is round 9. We hope you join us for round 10, the final round where we will crown our champion. Will it be Gaz, will it be Coleman, or will it be Ben? We hope you join us at the Le Mans circuit next time for round 10.